Only Eyes to Derek cheered. He said, "I'll be honest, I found you through that down the rabbit hole video. You know, it has millions of views. I think 5 million views now, which help advertise you a lot. I'm sure it does, but I'm never gonna watch it. You know, the thing is, all these people make these videos about me. Has one of these people ever spoken to me? Nope. Not a single person wanted an interview, wanted my take. They just do the negative spin shit constantly because that's what gets them the clickbait views. So I'm not going to play that game and watch that garbage."
So a lot of questions pertain to this documentary, which you probably know. I don't know if you ever watched it, but I'm not going to ask any specifics from it, but I'm only going to ask if you watched it. And is this down the rabbit hole?
Yeah, no, I've never seen it. I've never seen the thing. I've heard about it. I've seen snippets of it, but I've never just sat down and watched it. And I basically know that these things exist out there about me, and I know that some of them are fair and some of them are completely unfair. I've heard this is one of the more fair ones.
I would say I've watched it twice. I watched it before our call today, and then I watched it like when I first reached out. I didn't think it was like memeing on. I mean, basically, it's like, hey, here's Phil. He outlays some of your early career, which is, you know, probably accurate. Talks about your AdSense bullshit, which you already, you know, basically said, hey, this is what happened. That's accurate. Some of your low light moments in the early fighting scene where you're caught on tape being a dickhead.
Obviously, that was all the time back then. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was such an asshole when I played Street Fighter competitively. I was super dickhead. I admit that openly. I was just a real asshole.
So I mean, right. So like, okay, so that's accurate. You know, but this does shape the way a lot of people know who you are, right? Like a lot of people nowadays, where YouTube, they couldn't give a fuck about creators like you or I nowadays, unless you're like Will Smith or, you know, some Hollywood actor. They might recommend. You actually used to have videos on the YouTube homepage back when they would put popular videos on the homepage. Now it's like, you know, The Tonight Show and Saturday Night Live, and, you know, so I think just to kind of complete the thought on the kind of the Detractor videos, from the outside looking in, you know, I view them mostly as a positive. And it sounds like you mentioned earlier, you know, hey, basically, as long as they don't go, you know, crazy over the line or try to fuck me over, they're still a good thing. Like they're still a thing that keeps me, you know, interested in me going.
Yeah, to some extent, because, you know, it's like you and I just said, we know this isn't going to last forever. What, most YouTubers have a couple of years, 3-4 years, where maybe they could stay on top, and then that's it. It fizzles out.
Yeah.
And for me, because there's always a controversy about me, which literally I half the time don't even know about, you know, it keeps people coming to watch. I don't mind it, as long as it's not something that's going to not allow me to make a living or not allow me to do what I love, or it's going to hurt myself or my family.
Yeah.
And the things that I don't like is when people lie, outright lie.
Well,
because that does happen about me a lot.
Yeah, of all the shitty things DSP has done, and there are many, the only one I ever had a problem with was the striking or flagging other people's videos, which you've said in this stream, like, yeah, hey, look, that was old me.
Back in the day,
I didn't like that.
There was no, like, back in the day, like way back in the day, we're talking again, like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
There was like no way to do anything about that stuff besides ask nicely. Hey, you know, I think the video you made is real mean about me. Could you take it down or talk to me about it first? Get my permission? Because you basically used my content without permission. Maybe if you had asked first, I would have said, okay, it's kind of messed up that you just did this without my permission.
Yeah.
Today it's the Wild West. Everyone uses everyone's content for anything under the sun.
Yeah. Fair use is just, it's over now, right? I see people use my content too. I'm like, whatever. Fuck. I can't do anything about it even if I wanted to.
Right. But back then it was a relatively new thing, and I saw that it literally was those "this is how you don't play" videos took a negative light to my content in a way that had never happened before and made it virally popular, and I was terrified because I didn't have anything to fall back on at the time, and I was like, what's going to happen if now people hate my guts overnight and I have no recourse? So admittedly, back in the day, there were a few people who I tried to like take down their videos. It was, by the way, I'll say this, it wasn't a lot. It was maybe a small handful over the course of a couple of years. In fact, a couple of times it was Machinima who did it, and I didn't even ask them to. They just went ahead and did it on my behalf, and I found out later, and then I got shit for it because people were saying that I'm telling Machinima to do stuff that I never told them to do. There's another issue that I have with Machinima behind the scenes, but
that sounds like you regret that, and you're not like that way anymore, though, which is the important thing.
There's no point to doing it. There's no point. It doesn't productively do anything to try to take down other people's videos. If anything, I just wish more people would understand and be more conscious that when you're going to make those kind of videos, that concretely can hurt someone. Because here's a personal example.
Only Iced Derek cheered. He said, "I'll be honest, I found you through that down the rabbit hole video. You know, it has millions of views, I think 5 million views now, which help advertise you a lot. I'm sure it does, but I'm never going to watch it. You know, the thing is, how all these people make these videos about me, has one of these people ever spoken to me? Nope. Not a single person wanted an interview, wanted my take. They just do the negative spin shit constantly because that's what gets them the clickbait views. So I'm not going to play that game and watch that garbage."